So what would you say are your strengths and the weaknesses when you play?
Weakness is definitely inconsistent, and when it's going wrong, I don't know how to fix it. Strengths is probably chipping, but overall it's definitely consistency, and my iron play seems to be the biggest culprit lately.
At the very least, we have to maintain the load. So if I take it back, I start here and I load that much in the backswing to get to about 90 degrees. On the downswing, I'm hanging on to that basically all the way until my hand reaches my leg, like that.
Okay.
Then I can go ahead and start letting the shaft out. It's either we figure out how to hang on to these angles for as long as we can, or in transition, the really good players and the long hitters will go like that, so they have a certain kind of lag.
Yeah.
They increase the angle there, and that's another thing that helps us do that as well.
Okay.
We can say the backswing here is a little short. We can definitely get you to turn more. That pattern is like one of the first things I want to teach people. It's like going from here to here to here, and then as we shift the weight and rotate, then we go to there. So you're gonna take this right hand, pull it all the way up to there, right there. That's essentially how close you are to all these hands.
That's crazy.
Yeah. When it comes to doing homework at the end of the day, when you go home, setup is always the first stuff you'll start working on. You go in the living room, I'll show you how to arrange the body and stuff too. So grip is usually number one, where imagine like you're just sitting on a couch.
Yeah.
You grab your club, you pick the club up, you grip it, you move it around, and you drop it. And then you pick it back up, move it around again, drop it again. Just over and over, back and forth. By the time you get to here, it's more intuitive what to do here. You don't have to like be on the range thinking, okay, these are the hands close together, blah, 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 his fingers.
100%.
We're going to, number one, flare the toes up. So both toes are going to be pointing outward around 30 degrees. And so what that does is it gives us freedom to move our ankles and our knees and our hips a little more.
Okay.
And then we can complete our turn from there. What I would also do is just lean the shaft slightly forward. So there's going to be a little bit of a forward press.
Okay.
The reference point is the hands are just at the inside of your left thigh. It's all about being relaxed, number one. So we're relaxed. Our body lines are all pretty square to where we're going. If anything, you gotta close off your shoulders a little bit.
What do you mean? Like this?
So the shoulder line, we're gonna keep that at least matching our stance line, or we can actually set up with it a little bit to the right. Okay. Only because that helps us create a draw bias, so it makes it easier to swing in and out. Okay. People who fade the ball naturally generally have an open shoulder line at address. And so if you have an open shoulder line at address, well, the club is going to want to swing where the body lines are pointing. So someone who does that is probably going to either take it outside, or they don't turn a lot on the backswing, then they turn a lot on the downswing, then they get super out. You're going to go back to setup.
Okay.
And then I'm going to take you directly from setup to impact, and we're going to see what kind of changes happen there. Okay, so what changes from here to impact? For one, the hands can get even more forward. They're going to be a little bit down like this, and also the face can turn over a little bit more. So there's a little release going on here. Okay. So the hands are forward, they're down, the face is turned over, so that means that the left wrist is flattened out. Now like the top of the left hand is pointing toward the target. At the same time, the right arm is going to be slightly bent. So we want a slightly bent right arm at impact, but a straight left arm. So here's our upper body structure. The shoulders are pretty much square to where we're going to, and the head doesn't have to move a whole lot either. From here, we have to get the hips to go as forward as we can get them. Okay. So just slide them like this. Yeah, exactly. So when you slide the hips forward, all the weight goes forward. So pretty much 95% of the weight is on the front leg.
Yeah.
We can go ahead and straighten out the left leg too. So the hips are going to be forward, the left leg will be straight. That's another thing that helps you get that hip to clear out.
Okay.
Another thing we can do is we can roll the right ankle. Notice how if you roll the right ankle, that helps you get more forward.
Yeah.
But it also unweights the back foot, so now you can really get all your weight on the front foot. Okay. The hips will be open a little bit, right knee will kick in a little bit. This right heel will stay on the ground.
Okay.
Yeah, so we roll it, that's our impact right there. Okay. Later on, as we finish the swing, the heel can come up. But we don't want that to happen too early.
I gotcha.
Okay, so in the backswing, to help us load the shaft enough and properly, we have to take our trail hand, we bend the wrist backward, and we fold the elbow like this, so it's like a little bicep curl. There's a little bit of stuff going on with the left wrist too, so we're like, I'm kind of doing this, and I'm doing a little bit of that. So I could cock the wrist with my left arm in isolation too. Go from here to here. Now the big change for you is when you start folding the right elbow, we're going to keep the shoulder in a certain orientation, which is, you know, we can go either externally rotated is when we do this, internally rotated is when we do this. If someone folds the trail elbow with internal rotation, it flies away from them. They get the chicken wing. So the chicken wing is just internal elbow doing that. And that can interfere with the loading, because if I do this with the elbow, see how the shaft doesn't do anything, but if I keep this elbow inward, it's really easy to get that to come around. Your natural backswing is you take it back with a very internally rotated trail shoulder. It's like the right elbow is very high in the backswing.
Okay.
And so that's one of the reasons why the swing gets short too. If I just take this elbow, I get it external, then it's much easier to increase the length of this. This lead arm will come around a little bit more. Yeah.
And so, okay.
Yep.
Oh, see, I'm.
Right.
Is it a good thought just to like think about the elbow in?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's just
totally.
keep it simple, because that's what's gonna help me.
We can take like a complex idea, something fancy, and just I'll give you one word or two words that can make you do it without having to think about those things.
For sure.
So okay, elbow in, right? We're gonna have the waiter arm at the top of the back, and we're just going from here to here.
Gotcha.
Yep.
I feel like that makes you bow the wrist properly. Am I crazy?
Probably does, yeah. Because the left and the right hand, we set up with a cupped left wrist normally.
Correct.
And a flat right wrist. If I cock the wrists, if this goes internal, this folds, and this goes backward, this relationship changes. See that?
Yeah.
See, now I go from cupped to flat just because I'm cocking the wrists. But if I don't cock the wrists, or if I interfere with it, this thing stays cupped and this face will be generally open too.
Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
that
we
makes
just
sense. Now, when the elbow is out, what does that generally lead to?
Casting.
Which
It leads
is
to casting. So casting is just the throwing out of this angle early.
okay, which
So-
is like messing
right.
with the trajectory, and that could be leading to cutting in too far. 'Cause
Oh, yeah.
coming out.
It could lead to casting like this, dumping out the shaft, which can make me chunk it, or lose shaft lean, put it too high, not compress it enough. Also, the casting can make you, like you mentioned earlier, throw the club outward.
For sure.
Yeah. The way good players generally use the right arm is they keep it more or less tucked here. At the top of the backswing, it's okay for the right elbow to leave the side a little bit. It can rise,
Makes sense.
but it's gonna drop back in transition.
Okay.
So they go like pinned here in the takeaway, pinned in like the first half of the backswing, up and away from the body at the top of the backswing, back onto the body in transition. So they're gonna go from like here to here. Now the right arm pins to my side and the arm stays flexed and the trail wrist stays back. Then I can hang on to my lag like that. Then I can go like that.
Okay.
Basically, every good player who's ever lived has an externally rotated trail shoulder on the downswing. Because it's very hard to do anything right if we have that.
Cool.
Yeah. In the backswing, if my trail shoulder is rotating externally and I'm folding at the same time, the right elbow hides behind the lead arm here at left arm parallel in the backswing. So it's either this elbow is going to be behind directly my left arm, or it's going to be under it rather than above it. So your
Okay.
natural backswing is you go above it. So we got to go from
Yeah.
here to there.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So even if you have a restricted turn, you can still get the most out of that.
yeah.
And then you can come down like this. And then the other benefit is having the trail arm here, so external shoulder, right arm folding. Once I change direction, it's easy to get it back in front of me and do this, as opposed to.
For sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. It's more just.
So
Okay.
we take it back, bend back the right hand, fold the trail elbow. Here's our first checkpoint. Keep this straight. Yeah, there we go. See, I'm getting your trail elbow underneath the arm here.
Okay.
So that's changing the orientation of the shoulder.
I feel it.
So here's your backswing.
Mm-hmm.
Now on the downswing, we pin the right arm to our side like this as the hands and arms drop and get forward. So what I'm doing now is I'm keeping this shaft up. I'm making sure that you don't dump that out. And the right arm is closer to your side on the downswing than normal.
Mm-hmm.
So if you combine this with a little bit of weight shift and pivot, it's very hard not to have the shaft leaning forward at impact. Right? We're singling out your right arm as being like the main culprit for why you might not be hitting it as well as you want to. Another important key here, see that little pressure point that I mentioned? Keep that on. Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't want to take it back and start losing that like that. Keep that there. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yep. There we go. Okay. Yep, good. There we go. Take this club, have the club upside down here. You grab it with the hand like this with the shaft in front of the elbow. So I have that going on. So what that does is it forces my trail shoulder to go external. So it's like, imagine that this is my backswing, and then on the downswing I feel the same thing. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So that kind of keeps this in. As I rotate and come down, this kind of pulls it close to my body. Exactly, yeah. Okay, that was better. There we go, nice.